back. This is part 2 of Right Person, the Wrong Time. So, as I asked in the first part, do you have a coming out story? Did your parents know that you was a sissy?
Oh my God, I've never told this story. I feel like parents always know. First of all, let's just be clear. They just be in denial.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember like when I used to go to NCA at one point, and we had like an award ceremony, and I clean up that award ceremony.
Oh, that's what you mean.
So
I was so lost just now. I said clean up. You clean up at the award?
Up. I started to get annoyed that they kept calling my name. So I remember when I went up there one time to get my little trophy or whatever, I rolled my eyes. And someone caught a picture. I think my mommy caught a picture of it. Like I went like this. And I remember hearing someone in the audience saying, "Girlie, eh?" At my award ceremony. And I was like in the 6th grade. And someone say, "Hey, girlie, eh?"
PJ.
So I feel like parents always know.
So you heard them say that?
I heard them say it.
Girl, so how you act after that?
I had a little attitude.
Because I would have been like...
I was bothered.
I heard.
And then when we got home, we had a conversation about it. Because I remember my parents telling me like, I need to stop rolling my eyes like that. Or like basically like being feminine.
Yeah.
Or whatever. So like I was always aware of like how I was behaving. Anyway, when I was 17, I used to talk to this boy named, I can't say his name. And anyway, he was into cars. He always, like every week he had a different car with like these big rims and da 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 da. So he was always like flashy. So I was 17 and I was like in the 12th grade. So I was off from school for some reason.
Yeah.
My mommy went out to the grocery store. And so I told him to come over to the house.
Oh, he was bold.
Yeah, I was bold. Mind you, I never had sex with him like to that point or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I didn't have sex until I was like late in the game. So I told him to come over to the house because I was fresh. I just like to show off and just because I was your size.
Mm-hmm.
I told him to come over to the house. So because I like to show off and so I put on my do-rag and everything. And I was cute. He came over. Probably like 10 minutes into him being there, I heard the fucking key to the door turn.
Oh, fuck.
TJ.
It was just you and the boy.
Yes. My brother was in school because I was off from school. I heard the key turn, so I panicked. Mm-hmm. And I told him, I said, I pushed him in the closet, my bedroom closet. And when we came back home, and she was just like, I said, "What you doing now?" So she was like, "I didn't feel like going to the grocery store no more." She said, "I tired, man." She said, I turned the car right back around. I just want to rest.
I do need to be untired. I with my man.
She said, "I just can't do this laundry and then just rest." I said, "Fuck."
Oh my God.
Because at the time, my laundry basket was in the closet.
Oh, and she used to do your laundry?
Yes.
Oh my God. So why? Oh! So you won't get the laundry out the closet?
No.
Girl, what happened? Quick.
Because everything, TJ, I know it sounds like things happen slowly, but everything happened so fast. She came to the door and it just immediately, she was like, "Yeah, I'm going to do this laundry." And I didn't have time.
Tell me why I getting...
That's how I felt. And then she looked at me and she was like, she said, "Why you all dressed up? Why you have this do-rag on and why you look like this?" I said, "No reason. I just like to..." And honestly, she probably didn't think much of it because I used to get, when they used to tell me, "BJ, take the garbage out." I used to get dressed up. That was me. So she probably didn't think much of it. She just was like, she said, "Something wrong with you, boy. You just always gotta be."
Do.
Yeah. So I sat there in front of the TV like this in my room as she walked to the closet. It was nothing I could have done. And all I heard was her scream. She screamed and she ran out of the house through the back door. Because she didn't know who this person, she didn't know who this was. As far as she know, there's a strange man in the closet in my house.
PJ.
So she ran out the
Oh
back.
God.
She ran out of the back door screaming.
So what you tell her?
Hold on.
Oh my gosh,
So
you stressing me out.
I stressed myself out all over again.
Oh my gosh.
So
I want this hurry up. I stressed.
so I told him. So at this point, he came out of the closet, and I said, you need to leave. So she's still outside screaming because she's terrified. She don't know who this man is.
And she leave you inside?
And she leave me inside. She's screaming. No, she was screaming for me to come out of the house.
Oh,
She was terrified. She was absolutely terrified.
this boy, was he actually cute or
He was cute. Yeah.
okay?
But he used to wear contacts and he has really big eyes.
Yeah, I would have been scared.
So I could see why she was terrified.
Yeah.
So she was screaming so loud, the neighbor came outside. A man, the husband. He came outside. He was like, Miss J, what happened? And she was so scared she couldn't even speak.
Good.
She couldn't
tell
even
all your business.
It was like she was hyperventilating. That's how scared she was, which made me really sad.
Yeah.
And so I'm now outside of the house at the back door. Him, the boy, he's now outside of the house at the back door. And like I'm telling him to leave. And she's telling him, you ain't going nowhere.
She gonna go call the police.
She's gonna call the police. And then as far as the neighbor concerned, there's a strange man in my landlord house. I call in the police too. So they call in the police and I try to tell them, no, I said, this is just my friend. You don't have to do that. When we try to figure out, well, why he was in the closet, what you doing with this boy? Why he look like this?
How he did look?
With these contacts in his eye. And he was very like metrosexual. His hair was gel down. He was masculine-ish, but his hair was gel down with these contacts, and he was just like, girl, you could look at him and tell.
Yeah.
It was a lot of confusion. It was loud. It was chaotic. And he trying to tell her, he was like, Miss, I just want to leave. He said, I'm sorry. I just want to go. And it was just like this whole back and forth for like 10 minutes. Eventually, they let him go.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so yeah, that was my coming out story.
Mm-hmm. So after, because you said it wasn't like a spoken thing with your parents, I'm pretty sure your mother told your father.
Oh yeah, she called him.
Oh my God, that seemed
right then and there.
Jesus.
And he came home from work.
Oh my God, you wake up that house.
The whole neighborhood.
Matos.
But on the way, while my daddy was coming home from work, because I was really scared of what he was going to do. And my daddy never really hit me, like once or twice, but like I was scared of that man. So when he, on his way home, mommy was just crying the whole time.
Wow.
She was on the floor crying, just telling me like, you can't be like this. Like she was like, there's just no way you can't be gay. You can't.
No.
She said, you can't be. You cannot be. It was like a whole thing.
I didn't know it was some sort of like acknowledgement. I thought it was just like a yeah, but we don't talk about it.
Yeah, that was the acknowledgement. And then my daddy came home from work and he was just like, he was calm. He was calm. I think because he had time to think about it. So by the time as he got to me, he was just like, okay. He say, yeah, okay, we can deal with this later. He said we can deal with this later. He said going back to work now.
Mm.
And then yeah, we went to pick up my brother from school. Me and my mommy.
And it was regular.
Yeah, but see, it wasn't regular because now I couldn't stay home by myself no more. That's why I had to go her to pick him up from school.
Cause she said, "You don't go try this fuck again."
No. And then in the car, she was just like, same thing. You can't be.
No
Like
way.
she said, you cannot be gay. You can't be. There's no way. You cannot be. And yeah, that was that.
I did not know that. That is crazy. So, what would you say? Like, I'm pretty sure it was traumatizing for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, how did it feel for you to hear your mom say that? Like, you cannot be. Clearly, it's stuck.
Yeah, it did stuck. It did stick because I'll never forget that.
Yeah.
In the moment, I was sad.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like a failure.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was embarrassed, and I felt like everything I did up to that point was just it didn't mean anything.
Mm-hmm.
I have to start over, basically. So, but I kind of understood in a way because I'm like, if I was a parent, how would I feel about this? I'd be scared because their generation is different.
Very.
All they're thinking about is AIDS, 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 AIDS. Chicken dead. That's not.
You realize you rhymed just now.
Yeah. Like that's not necessarily the reality though.
You're right.
You know, like this is in 1980. You understand what I'm saying? Like, so I'm like, if I was, that's probably what they were thinking about. Like, oh, if
you can dead.
You can dead. Like, oh, my son got dead. He can catch the AIDS and he can dead. Or, oh, if he gay, people are gonna try to kill him, or you know how it is. So they probably were like really scared about that. So I was just like, I just have to show them like I'm gonna be okay. You don't have to worry about me. You know. So that's what I did.
So they knew when you moved to Canada, you were moving with your gay partner.
They thought Rio was just my friend.
Oh, okay.
Although before they did ask me, my daddy did ask me. He was like, because Rio used to come over to the house every day at one point. So my daddy was like, "Is this your boyfriend?" And I said, "No." I was like, this is me. I said, "That's preposterous."
No way.
That's what I said to my parents in their bedroom. Because they called me in the room. My daddy was like, he said, "We want to ask you a question." He was like, "No judgment." He said, "We're past that point now."
Right.
He said, "No judgment. We just want to know." Just for clarity. He was like, "Is that your boyfriend?" Because he's always here. He always at the house. Like, y'all always hanging out. It's only him that we see. And I was like,
Stop.
I literally, my exact words were, I was like, "That's preposterous." I would have
looked at, if I was their daddy, I would have looked at my wife and I'd been like, "Yeah, fuck, that's his boyfriend." Yeah.
I say, "Rio? That's preposterous."
Wow.
I said, "That's my friend." And so my daddy was like, "Okay."
You know, he was lying.
He said, "You can go."
Yeah.
He said, "You can go."
I had to tell you to catch your ass out this room.
So they probably knew, but you know, whatever.
So pretty much to summarize your coming out story, it was very like face on, traumatizing. The whole neighborhood woke up.
Pretty much.
And then between that, was it just like acceptance, like a quiet acceptance?
I guess it was never, I wouldn't say an acceptance. It was like an understanding.
Understanding.
Yeah.
Okay. And then now, how is it now?
Now it's like, it's just a respect.
I mean, because you a grown ass man.
Yeah, it's just a respect.
Yeah.
You know. When me and Rio went back home one time, I think it was maybe the first time we went back.
Yeah.
We were there for a month. The first week, my parents weren't; they were traveling, so I didn't
Mm-hmm.
see them for the first week. But I
Mm-hmm.
stayed at their house, and Rio stayed there one night because it was just really late, and
Mm-hmm.
his uncle he didn't have a key to
To get
a new
inside.
key to because
Okay.
uncle whatever. We had been gone for a long time at that point. His uncle had already changed the key to the house, and he didn't have a chance to make a new one for Rio yet. So it was really late, and Rio said, "Oh, my uncle probably sleeping. Like I don't want to wake him up." I said, "Well, you could just stay here at my house. It was no
Mm-hmm.
issue." So the next, because my parents have cameras all around the house. So the next morning, my daddy called me and he was like, "Hey," he was like, "I saw that Rio spend the night there, at the place." He said, "That's no problem." He said, "That's fine." He was like, he was like, "I don't have no issue or anything." He was like, "I just prefer that not to happen again." That was the only time he said anything about it.
Mm-hmm. I realized, but a lot of people back home, because of the way that they were brought up and all of that good stuff, because once before, it used to trigger me whenever they used to say, oh, like, oh, you choose that lifestyle, and, I respect your lifestyle. And I'm like,
Do you
lifestyle?
though?
What do you mean, like
As if
lifestyle?
it's a choice.
Right.
Yeah.
So that used to irritate me, like, like, oh, yeah, you choose, yeah, I understand you choose that. And that used to get to me. But I realized, you have to almost like live it to understand it,
Mm,
and they could only understand it to a degree.
right.
So, but honestly, I that could have gone way worse,
Oh yeah.
way worse. Some people just get kicked out that right then and there,
Oh yeah.
you know. So
Hmm.
most definitely that could have gone worse. But how would you say? How would you personally describe your overall coming out experience to
It
your
was
parents?
very traumatizing.
Okay,
Very traumatizing. Period.
so like how do you? But as an adult, because you and your family, y'all are very close.
Hmm.
How would you say, how did that like impact your relationship? Did that make y'all closer? Did it pull y'all away a little bit? Is there some things y'all just don't talk about because it's an uncomfortable taboo topic? Or, like how is it now as an adult? Even like you said, they respect it,
Mm.
but they respect it, yes, but like how's the dynamic?
It's good now. I feel like it pulled us apart first before it
Mm-hmm.
brought us back together.
Mm,
And I think when it pulled us apart, it made them realize if we don't get on board, we can lose this boy.
mm,
Because clearly he's not afraid to leave and never come back. And I
period.
wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
That don't mean I don't love y'all,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not afraid to leave because this is my life.
Like, at the end of the
At
day.
the end of the day, I have to do what makes me happy. Y'all already had a chance to live your life up to this point. Y'all made y'all decision. Y'all had y'all kids. Y'all got whatever y'all did. Y'all went through y'all stuff. I'm doing what I have to do now.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they realized that hey, if we don't get on board with what's happening here, we don't
Mm-hmm.
have to agree with it. We don't have to co-sign, but we need to find a way to let him know we still here.
All right.
We don't necessarily talk about it now,
Yeah.
but I know they know, and I know they respect me.
Mm-hmm.
However,
Comma.
comma, but I am not comfortable. Like, for example, if I was to meet somebody, oh, let me give you this joke before I say that.
Mm-hmm.
When my parents, when I was finishing law school and they came here for my graduation or whatever, and I met them at the airport. As I was waiting for them to come out, this strange guy came up to me and he was like, "Hey, my phone just died." He was like, "And I really need to call my wife to see where she's at. Can I please use your phone?" And I said, "Sure, no problem." So I gave him my phone to use, and he was standing right next to me using my phone.
Oh, I think I know where this going.
And my parent at the same time he was using my phone, my parents came out of the area, whatever, and they came up. I was so excited to see them. I hadn't
Mm-hmm.
seen them for years. So, but I couldn't leave this man my
Right.
phone.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just standing there like, So they came, and they was just like standing there, like, so you won't come in
To run.
to run and
Oh.
so I was just like, come, I say, come to me.
Oh.
So they came and it was fine or whatever. And then my mommy was like, who's this? So my mommy's
Oh.
like, that's your Franny. So
They
I
love to
said,
use the word friend.
I said no. I
Oh,
said I don't know who this man is. I said he just using my phone, but it's the way she said it. It just made me feel good.
good that they
Cause
acknowledge it.
yeah, cause she was just
Yeah.
like she said, oh, she said because I thought that was your little friend. It was just the way she said. It was just like she was my friend in that moment,
Yeah.
not my mommy, and that made me feel so good.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to what I was
Oh,
saying.
I
Yeah,
love
I like
that.
that
I
too.
love that.
But if I was to meet somebody now, I'm not comfortable
Introducing them.
introducing them to my parents.
See, you causing me to ask more questions.
Yeah, I'm not comfortable with
Why?
that because I mean I could introduce them, but not as I can't say
This my
hey,
boyfriend.
can't do that.
Okay.
I can't bring myself to say that to my parents just out of respect. I don't know what it is. Can't do it.
Out of respect.
Out of respect for where I know they're probably still at in their journey of like understanding. You understand what I'm
So
saying?
it's not you trying to make them comfortable,
I think it is me trying to make them comfortable.
but in with you trying to make them uncomfortable. I mean, with you trying to make them comfortable, it's then is it making you uncomfortable?
Yes.
That's a problem.
It makes me uncomfortable.
That's a problem.
Only because I want to be like open with them and be like, this is my boyfriend. I feel like I cannot get married to a man until my parents are no longer here. Sometimes I feel that way.
Really?
I'm not saying
even
that,
after all of that what happened,
yeah.
and even after your mommy saying, well,
Mhm. Now I'm not saying I wouldn't do it. I would. If I meet somebody today and we decide that we want to do, I'm gonna do that. But am I gonna tell them? No.
so you wouldn't invite them to your wedding?
No.
Really?
No.
You know what's crazy? I could see your parents being at your wedding. I could never picture them not being there. I don't see them not supporting you. I've seen the way that they supported you.
Mm-hmm.
And I only know this much when it comes to your parents. But I just don't see them being like, oh, that's the scene of a son of ours.
Yeah. I don't think they would say that. I don't think they, I mean, but I just don't see them like being like, okay, yeah, we come in, like, what's the color scheme?
Really?
I don't see them doing that. I feel like they would say, okay, we're happy for you. You go and do that. We'll be here.
Really?
I feel like they would not come to the wedding and like do that. I don't think they would do that. My sister would come.
Yeah.
My brother, he probably wouldn't come because he don't care about nothing.
Right.
Unless it's a TV show, he don't care about it.
Mm-hmm.
So he probably wouldn't come either, but he
Yeah.
don't care. But my parents, I don't think they would come.
So you wouldn't give them the invitation to say well to accept or decline?
No, because I'm still afraid of disappointing them.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
As a grown man?
Mm-hmm.
Really? Why is that? Do you know what it is? Do you know? Is it just because the way you were brought up? You believe? Because don't get me wrong. Just speaking from my point of view, my father, girl, been disappointed. Don't give a fuck. My mother, that's my girl.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't see me disappointing her. I don't, and even if I felt like I would have disappointed her, it's like, well, yeah, girl, I do this, I do that, and the next. You with me or what?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what going on in here to make me have that. So it's it's a bit hard for me to see why you don't have that. Like I say, girl, you powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Girl, you're that girl. So I'm trying to, from my point of view, I'm trying to see what is it in you that's not giving you that power that I see to say, well, yeah, this me, this is what I'm doing. You come in and you know what I mean? I don't know if I'm explaining it good, but
and I just figured it out.
Okay.
There's two reasons why, and I just figured it out. One is because My parents, especially my dad, spent my whole life building me up. My dad used to tell me things. He used to tell me things like, he was like, "You're so smart." He was like, "You're so intelligent." He was like, he said, "You only 12, but like you have the mind of like a 20-year-old." He's like, "I'm so proud of you. You so this, you so that." Mommy, same thing. She used to always tell me like stuff like that. Like they used to always make me feel like there's nothing you cannot do.
To mm-hmm.
I was always encouraged. I was never discouraged from doing things. So I feel like that's why I'm afraid to disappoint them, because they put so much into me. Even now that I'm grown, I feel like I wouldn't be this powerful person or whatever if it wasn't for that. Like all that investment they put into me. That's number one. Number two, um, I know I reference my cousin Shaquille a lot because he's very important to me. Shaquille is married to a man, Quentin, as you know, whatever. And they've been married for a long time. And even though I've never heard my mom say anything negative about that, she said some things that gave me pause. She said something. What's the exact words? Oh, she had asked me the last time I was home. She was like, "How do you feel about that? About the fact that they're married?" She's like, "Do you think that's okay?" And I was just like, I said, "I don't really care."
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh, it sounds like you agree." It was like she wasn't fully on board with
Mm-hmm.
it. So that kind of made me feel like, well, damn,
What you could think about me?
what exactly? Like she didn't say anything bad. She was just like, it was almost like she was still trying to understand it. Like, hmm, how does that work? I didn't try to explain it to her. I just let her sit with it. But I'm just like, if it was me, I don't know. I'm like, so I'm not even gonna go there.
Can I say something?
Mm-hmm.
I definitely understand where you're coming from. Um, I feel like a lot of people they don't accept things until it's in their house. They don't
Mm.
accept things until they have to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like for example, my father, he used to talk about gay people left, right, and center, up and down, you name it. I remember him saying at some point they need to throw all them sissies on an island and set it afire. All
Mm.
that stuff. Well, both of your kids are part of the LGBTQ plus
Plus community.
community.
Uh-huh.
And even though we're not close in the slightest bit, he's still someone who I message, he messages me, he checks up on me, all of that stuff, you know? So now I don't hear, not saying that he doesn't talk about them still, I don't hear it though,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And all of that shit he was talking about gay people, now your son and your daughter are both gay. Now you have no choice but to accept it, unless you just don't want nothing to do with your kids. I'm not saying that's not a possibility, but
Mm-hmm.
my point is people, they do a lot of this, but when it in their tight circle, their whole mind, their whole everything to shift. So that's how
Mm-hmm.
your mommy may feel about that marriage. But who's to say she wouldn't feel different about, your marriage? And at this point, you know, I personally don't feel like they've given you well, besides, obviously the things that they say, but towards you personally,
Mm-hmm.
they haven't given you like a reason where you would think that they wouldn't support you. They've supported you in everything else,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So it's like I don't see them stopping now at this point. I could be totally wrong, but this is just my,
Mm-hmm.
my what my brain processing, So I'll leave that with you. I'll leave that with you. But um, okay. My last question, last and final question. What is next for Lyndon Pope? What's next? Where do you see yourself? You're here now. You have the Naked Podcast, the Get Naked Podcast. You're an insurance broker. What else? A social media influencer. What else you do?
Can't tell you.
What is next? That's a big question. That's a heavy question, but I have to know what is next. Do you know what's next? Do you have something in mind? Are you going with the flow?
I know exactly what's next. I know that soon and very soon, because I can almost feel it like happening. I'm gonna meet somebody, and I'm very excited about that. Someone special. I think I may have already met them. I don't know.
I was just gonna ask you that.
Maybe I have already met them, but I just feel like whether I've met them or not, there's like something's brewing, and I'm very excited about that. So yeah, I'm open to that. I'm writing a book as well. 2020 2025 was kind of like this, but like it's gonna start going like this.
Mm-hmm. Let me tell you something. One thing I know about trends, even if you look at the stock market and all of that stuff, something could go down, and you may think that it's going down, 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 and it's like, well, how low could this go? Mm-hmm. But let me tell you something. Eventually, it has to. It has to go up, and that goes for everything. Every low comes a high. That's just how it works.
What goes up
must come down, and vice versa,
and must go back up. And this is the last thing I am going to say. I am the right person, and it's the right time.
Come, let's toast to that. Think. I like that.
You don't like that?
No.
Hold on, wait. You gotta make sure this.
Ding! I'm on air.
It's these glasses. Wait. Where did you get these glasses from?
I got them from Costco.
Wow.
I got them from With that being said, thank you. You know what's crazy? These glasses are from the dollar store.
See there? It's not about where you get it from.
It's really not. It's about the quality. Because you could get them from a cheap place, but the quality still may be good.
I want to put my clothes back on.
Yeah, because you curly been naked little
hanging. Breasts. Just
honey.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I would like to say before I hand it back to the host, I know you guys heard me throughout this episode. This dude right here, I call him powerful. That's because you are. But I hope they know what that means. Because I feel like a lot of people might take that out of context. Mm-hmm. But I just feel like just me bigging you up again, because I have to. I just feel like everyone should have a Lyndon Pope in their life. Honestly.
Tell them.
Honestly. And whoever comes in your life on an intimate level, mm-hmm. There's no chasing, there's no proving, there's none of that what you used to do back there. There's none of that what you have to do now. If they don't see it from the jump, mm-hmm. They won't see it.
They'll never see it.
They'll never see it. Next. Like you say all the time. Next. Okay? And I am Taj Stone. I am your host for this episode. And I'll hand it back to you.
That was good. Those were some good questions. I'm not going to lie. I can't wait to cut out the part where I was crying and shit.
You're not going to do that. Cut. Let's wrap this up.
So, Thank you guys for watching this episode of the Get Naked podcast. This was very
Very
interesting.
interesting. I learned a lot.
Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.
Period.
This camera off. These people looking at me. They're looking at me.